The Yaroslavskoye Highway, a small point at the intersection of two regions, Moscow and Vladimir. Either a round window or a door is overlooking the road. Smoke is pouring from the roof. Some big posters are spread out nearby, attracting curious motorists and our film crew, along with students from China. A Hobbit hermit? Are there real people here? Do you think someone could actually live here? I doubt it. It's unlikely that people live here. However, the clearing looks quite habitable. A Christmas tree, all dressed up for the holidays, a mailbox with books, and a buzzer nearby. In fact, it is an old Soviet disc phone. The Chinese students from People's Friendship University approach it with caution. Hello? Hello? Have you ever seen a phone like this? No, I haven't. Strange, there's no sound. But after a few seconds, a man with a red beard and dreadlocks appears on the doorstep of the Hill House. This means I heard you. Otherwise, I would not have come.
It's connected. If not connected, I'm not here, not stay here. Yeah, okay.
In Russian, this is called a землянка. In English, it's a dugout. I don't think people in China have lived in dugouts for a long time, but in Russia, they still do. And it seems they're even proud of it. Yury Alekseev calls himself a Russian Hobbit. Visitors compare him to the Mad Hatter of Lewis Carrol. Here's the rabbit hole and a fluffy inhabitant, and it's really only Yury's hat that misses the plot. Today is Friday. Friday or Saturday? See, I don't even know what day of the week it is. He can't even check it on the clock either, which isn't exactly 2 days late, like the Mad Hatters, but has simply stopped completely. It's always 5 o'clock. Because it's always 5 o'clock. And that is why here, just as in Lewis Carroll's fairy tale, tea is drunk around the clock, but only when there are guests. Everyone's welcome in this underground escape, especially since passerbys tend to support Yury's mad tea party. We all live with what we can provide for ourselves. Generally speaking, we're all on the same planet. We all live in one big house called planet Earth. Every person on the planet offers something. For example, you've now arrived. I offer you a small show, some entertainment. And for this, you bring me something too. For some, a ticket to the Wonderland costs a bunch of bananas. For others, a pack of pasta or cookies. While some will go on a trip for a can of coffee or a pack of gingerbread. The ascetic lifestyle quite suits the Russian Hobbit. Here in the woods, he lives in complete harmony with himself and nature. What is this? These are snake skins.
Snakes.
They live here on the roof. But they're not dangerous. This is a grass snake. I don't know if there are any grass snakes in China. In winter, they hibernate. They're somewhere in the roof, living in the soil. In the summer, they feel good. They crawl out onto the surface and bask in the sun. There, look at those skins. However, Yury Alekseev moved to the wilderness only 7 years ago. Before that, he lived like everyone else in a big city. He studied, worked, paid money for rent, but one day he decided to escape from it all and set out into the woods. He made himself a dugout and set up everything just the way he liked it. There are portraits of famous writers and Chinese amulets everywhere. This means more money. And this one means that everything will be fine. Yury Alekseev says that everything is already fine. He enthusiastically tells us and the Chinese students how skillfully he has organized his life. He cooks on the stove, washes in the rain, and gets electricity from the sun. However, sometimes the ecosystem fails him. Yesterday, the sun didn't work for me, and the electric power was already finished. But there's another way, which is alternative and basic during autumn and winter, when there's no sun, a gasoline generator. I pulled it out, but it just wouldn't start.
А он не заводится.
But not even this is enough to upset Yury. The Hobbit says it's much ado about nothing. After all, the main thing in his underground home is not the comfort. The holy grail of this dugout is the library, full of books. He has registered 5,000 copies on a book crossing site. About 1,000 of them are stored here. They're in different languages. The rest are traveling. Readers from all over the world come to the Russian Hobbit for books.
Вот эта книга приехала.
This book came from Switzerland. It's in English. Do you read English?
На английском. Вы на английском читаете?
Yes? I recommend you take these books, read them, and then send them further to travel the world. Maybe take them to China. You will return to China, right?
По миру. Может быть, в Китай отвезти.
Yes, maybe.
В Китай потом вернетесь, либо нет? Да, может быть.
Students Wang and Liang will take home not only books, but also some valuable skills. Have you ever held an axe? No? Not even once? No? Well, you can hold one now. Hold it. And you ever held a log? Yes. Good, that's it. So you've never held an axe, you've got one now, and you have held a log. No, you need to crack it with one hit.
Не, надо с одного.
But they still couldn't do it with a single swing. They had to literally work up a sweat. Very interesting. It was the first time I've tried it. Was it difficult? Yes, very. Heavy. The axe is heavy. Very heavy. Yury Alekseev teaches his subscribers on the internet how to survive in the wild. Yes, the Russian Hobbit is also a popular blogger. He appears on the screens of social network users straight from the Stone Age. Hey, how do you like the winter, Petrushka? Tell me. Please, give me an interview. But Petrushka doesn't want any fame, so Yury reads books for his subscribers. There lived an old man with his old woman near the very blue sea. They lived in a shabby dugout for exactly 33 years. The biggest admirers of his creativity seek to meet the well-read hermit in person. We've heard about him, but we've come here for the first time. We came to see how a person lives with a different mentality, how he thinks, what he says, what he does. And no more than that. Yury's subscribers are not going to move into Moscow region's Hobbiton quite yet. Wang, tell me, could you live in such conditions? Maybe you'll open your own Hobbiton in China. Well, to be honest, for me, no, this is not a good choice. It seems that, for him, maybe if he likes the freedom, then he made a good choice. But for me, I need an apartment. I need better conditions. Being near the forest is scary for me. And as for him, maybe this is a good choice. According to Yury, he has plenty of residents to choose from. After all, he defines his address simply as planet Earth. And as passerbys would add, a wonderland in a rabbit hole outside Moscow. Anastasia Shkitina, Anton Kosolapov, TV BRICS.